Well, with just less than 40 days left for the January transfer window to open, looks like Todibo is on the verge to join Manchester United. He wants to join Manchester United. The interest is huge, and there is a very huge boost because Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the owner of the team that Todibo really plays for in France, is now going to be a minority stake owner in the club of Manchester United after his 25% ownership is approved. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Good morning. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Good to see it that we are back, and I think the international break really ended yesterday night, and it was climaxed by the game of Brazil versus Argentina, as also another United player took part into the game as Uruguay beat Bolivia, and it was a very good assist coming in from Facundo Pelestri, continuing to send a message to Erik ten Hag that maybe think about me and I'll obviously bring you the best that you deserve onto the field of play. And here we come in peace to see to it that we give you the best that you guys deserve, and we thank God for the gift of life. Continue to subscribe because we are now embarking on the journey of 17,000 subscribers. And guys, I know we are obviously going to hit that magic number because you guys are really great. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life. Now, this is a story that is really very huge and very much independent that Fabrizio Romano has been really telling us about via the United Stand YouTube channel. Every time he's going to appear there, obviously, the Todibo question has been part of that. And he told us that I'm sure that Man United in January or in the summer would go for a very important centre-back. Jean-Claude Todibo would love to move to Man United as he wants to play in the Premier League. He's one of the names that United are really looking at. That is Fabrizio Romano coming out and confirming to us that United are really looking up to Todibo. Remember, even before this takeover was really there, the 25% stake, United wanted to sign Todibo, but the problem was we never had money to spend on Todibo. If at all Harry Maguire had gone ahead to accept to cross from Manchester United to join West Ham for £30 million, then United would have gone ahead to get that amount of money and obviously send it to Nice and obviously sign Jean-Claude Todibo. But Todibo is really one of those players that is really great and very experienced. At the age of just 23, he really looks very, very much solid, and I really love the player and what he puts up on the field of play. When you look at what he does and how he really grew up, he's 1.9 meters tall, almost the same height like Harry Maguire. He's 88 kilograms, heavy, and he's 23 years of age. One of the things that really gonna hate to love this guy is that amid this Rafael Varane really getting out of the French national team, he has been brought onto the field very many times, I think ahead of William Saliba, meaning that he might be in the same ilk with William Saliba. And look at William Saliba, trust me, hate him or love him, like Arsenal or hate it, they have one of the most promising right-sided centre backs in the world, that is William Saliba. And when you look at Todibo, you obviously get to understand they're almost in the same ilk, and Todibo is really good, and the club of Man United might find themselves settling a crisis into that central defense. Then Fabrizio Romano added on and said Man United will sign a top centre-back in January. All the summer, the club are having meetings with agents and discussing internally to find the best opportunity. Talking about defenders, I've told you about Goncalo Inacio and Todibo, but when you look at the price of Todibo and Goncalo Inacio, I think that of Todibo is more realistic. That is it. Todibo's transfer is more realistic. Why is it more realistic? Because of the price that they've gone ahead to put onto his player. And we have some two sources. The Sun told us the first price that Man United are targeting £35 million rated Jean-Claude Todibo as they look to bolster their options by bringing in a player they wanted in the summer from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's OGC, that is Nice. And then the Sunday Express are really talking about £40 million. Man United are confident of signing Jean-Claude Todibo from Nice around £40 million because of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Now, the price is between 35 to 40 million pounds for Jean-Claude Todibo, and Man United are really willing to cough that money to obviously get this man at the club of Manchester United. Now, what does it mean? It means that this is the priority signing that everyone is looking at the club of Man United. Trust me, we need another defender. We need another young defender like Todibo. If Todibo comes in through, you're 100% sure that our central defense now has a person that it can really rely on. And that's why we have to see to it that this comes to pass. Remember, Sir Jim Ratcliffe owns Nice, and then he's going to be having a 25% stake in the club of Manchester United. And yesterday, as I told you that on the 21st, the clubs of the Premier League were going to vote onto whether a person, all teams that really have partnership with other teams, can obviously do what we call loan deals, and that was obviously voted to happen. So teams that obviously have partnerships, like you see Nice and Man United are also obviously going to be having partnerships, like you see Newcastle and Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, like you see Girona and Manchester City, and very many other teams can obviously send their players on loan. And now, even if we cannot raise the money for Todibo in the January transfer window, I think we can save our season by getting him on loan. That is it. We can get him on loan and then sign him on a permanent deal. It's possible because Sir Jim Ratcliffe knows that Nice is a very good team, but Man United is one of the biggest brands in the game of football, and us having Todibo, a player that he wanted to sign in the summer transfer window, will obviously get us the best of the best if at all we don't have money to spend. And we'll see Sir Jim Ratcliffe obviously giving us that player on a loan. So I think Todibo, Goncalo Inacio, I love the two, but I think Goncalo Inacio is really expensive. Close to 50 million pounds is how much Sporting Lisbon want from that player, So that means if Goncalo Inacio is going for that amount of money, then we cannot spend that when yet there is Todibo, who we can even get on loan and obviously spend money to obviously buy him on a permanent deal in the summer transfer window. And him wanting to come to play in the Premier League and wanting to play for Man United, that is really good. It's really good for the club of Man United as we welcome back the likes of Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez in the January month. And that will obviously open up a door for the exit of Harry Maguire, one, and for the exit of Rafael Varane. And if at all we can get like 40-50 million pounds from the sale of those two defenders, then we can obviously go into the summer transfer window and get in another centre-back who is really of pure quality, like Goncalo Inacio. But I would love to see Todibo arriving at Carrington and Old Trafford in the January transfer window. If there is a team that's going to be very busy in the January transfer window, it's obviously going to be Man United, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe will obviously want to show that he is the man in control, and he'll love to obviously send a message to the people and the fans of Man United that he's obviously doing great and giving us the best that we deserve as a team of Man United. So the January transfer window is going to be lit for Todibo, 23 years of age, 1.9 meters tall, French international, and he's one of the highly rated centre-backs coming in from France. Teams like PSG are looking at the player, Newcastle are looking at the player, and teams like Real Madrid might be looking at the player, likes of Bayern Munich might be looking at the player, but we now have an edge over them because the person to sanction the sale of this player is now going to be having a minority stake in the club of Manchester United, if at all it's announced today by the website of Manchester United. So Todibo, to me, I love him. He's really a quick centre-back. He can play a high line. He's a press-resistant player. He scores goals, and he wins all the ground and all duels very, very well. When you have him, you'll obviously get to know that at least we have a breather in that central defense, and the water tightness of our defense will obviously continue to obviously see to it that we obviously don't concede goals and improve on how we play our high line. Because if you're having Lisandro Martinez and Todibo in that central defense, or Luke Shaw and Todibo in that central defense, then you'll be 100% sure that you're having fast center backs who are really press resistant, that can obviously help you play on the front foot and really press your opponents and see to it that they obviously get you what you deserve as a team of Man United. A lot of work has to be done, but Todibo might be one of those marquee signings of the club of Manchester United in the January transfer window. So guys, your thoughts on to Todibo wanting to join Man United are welcome in the comment section below. Who would you go in for first, Todibo or Goncalo Inacio? Your reactions to that are welcome in the comment section below. I know Hassan Bisegera, this is going to be a very good story for you, because for you want both, but I don't see us getting both in January transfer window. So who would you want us to get first in the January transfer window? I'm out. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum.